I'm Scott Patrick in the Dish Studio. Cinemax has brought you thrills and chills with their original series like Outcast and Banshee. And now they add the action drama Quarry to the list. Quarry tells the powerful story of a Vietnam vet who comes back to a crumbling marriage and a mysterious crime world. Not the homecoming he was expecting.
You have no idea what you're walking into. You only last if you don't care.
I got an opportunity for you.
We're doing the world a service.
It takes a certain kind of man to do that kind of thing.
We have interviews with the cast and creators of Quarry, and we'll take you there in just a moment. But first, let's make sure you have Cinemax, and if you do, that you're getting the most from it. Dish customers get 6 channels of Cinemax, plus you have access to their very cool series and great movies on demand. Go to channel 310, and I guarantee you there's something you can binge watch. Catch the action thriller series Banshee, or the very scary Outcast from the creators of The Walking Dead. And if you like movies, they take them right to the max. Right now, look for Mad Max Fury Road and other great rides. And you don't have to be home to watch the Max lineup. You can have it on your computer, tablet, or smartphone with Dish Anywhere and Max Go. It's really easy to add Cinemax. Just give us a call right now at 1-866-794-6151. That's 1-866-794-6151. Quarry is unlike any series you've ever seen. You can watch it Friday nights beginning September 9th, only on Cinemax. It's a thrill ride and a powerful character drama, all wrapped up in a steamy 1970s package. Our Dish team got an exclusive interview with the cast and creators of this newest Cinemax drama.
You know how I managed to survive? What I told myself. Death isn't complicated. Death's just a switch that gets flipped off.
When we came in and pitched the show, Cinemax talked about a new mandate. I mean, they talked about wanting to add, have more character-based shows, and that was right in line with what we were wanting to do.
The thing that was the most interesting to us is that it's a crime drama. There are elements of action, obviously, but our template was always, looking at the great films of the 70s, Straight Time, Friends of Eddie Coyle, French Connection, those kind of things where you're leading first and foremost with character and investing in the characters, because that's what makes things unique, that's what makes things entertaining and engaging for us, and we think that's what ultimately makes, when you do get to those action set pieces, it makes it so much more, and you're so much more engaged because you are invested in their journey.
Who are you? What the hell are you doing in my home?
I got an opportunity for you.
The story of Quarry was multiple years in the making, and so I came in, now must be 2 years ago. So, came in at a spot where there was material, there was interest, and it was really bringing all those pieces together with the guys to, really bring out the season of the show, bring that to Cinemax, do that work. And so there was all of that before we ever got onto the floor to direct. Actually, directing all of them came much later in the process.
Reporting from Memphis Airport, a not-so-welcome home for Lance Corporal Arthur Solomon and Sergeant Matt Conway, 2 local Marines who were implicated but ultimately cleared in the supposed Quan Thing massacre earlier this year.
Michael had initially found the Quarry books, the Mike Allen Collins books, which are great, one-off crime dramas, and that was really the basis. It was a great sort of genre setup for us, but our interest was really in delving deep, as deeply as we could with who these people were and kind of building out.
First and foremost, when we really looked at wanting to, tell the story of him coming home, 72 was about, historically, the last time that actual ground combat troops were returning. We had talked about contemporizing it, and Max Allen Collins, to his credit and collaborative spirit, said, "You guys can. There's always a war to mess somebody up. You can move it to present day." And but I think we were really intrigued by that era at that time, and especially when we started working on this, we felt like the 70s was kind of an undocumented decade.
Hey, look at the bed! It's bad! Shooting babies make you feel like a man.
One of the big sort of catalysts for us was that, he was a Vietnam vet. And as we read the first novel, we were sort of like, this is a guy that's suffering from PTSD. And he's suffering from PTSD in an era in which there was no acronym.
I came to this role wanting to start a dialogue about the word veteran and the word re-entry. That's what intrigued me about Michael and Graham's scripts and this character, Mac, was an opportunity, to involve my father in it and to build him off of my father, but also to a sense of duty to the veterans and to this idea of re-entry, because that is something that even back then, all the way to today, is the elephant in the room when it comes to veteran affairs, I believe. It's re-entry. The protocol that we send these men, these boys and these girls to war now, we take a lot of time and we spend a lot of money to turn them into killing machines. We spend no money into taking and putting them into a calming pool to let them cool down and become citizens again.
Logan brings such a raw and caged energy to Mac, and he's often said that he's basically Logan's playing his own father in that performance, and bringing out qualities and aspects that he remembers, and even vocally, all that nuance is something that Logan really built. It was interesting to really find, Logan was first to the table, so finding Joni was a hunt, and it was twofold. Not only did you need a great performance, you needed someone you had to find what this caged animal fell in love with and what he was chasing, and that there was an aspect to Joni that was always just out of reach, and he respected that she was a little bit more sophisticated and had a way of looking at things that he didn't necessarily see, and really leaned on that and depended on that.
I was aware that I had a pretty unique acting partner in him from the get-go, from my chemistry read here at HBO. Logan was giving and present in a way that isn't super common. He showed up to my chemistry read where the job is already his, it's mine to try and get, but he was so there with me. And that tone was what we both honored throughout the whole process.
We auditioned and met with all the Jonies separately, and it was very, very hard to find. And when we saw Jodie's tape, which was a self-tape, it kind of blew all our minds, but we wanted to see how these two were going to connect. And it was actually here at HBO, we did a chemistry test between them, and it was so apparent.
I think he and I, something really works between us, and we lock into a presence and a dynamic that has just been so fun to play with, and it's always so fun to act with him. And I think now, having seen his performance once the show's been put together, it's incredible. And he was also on set day after day after day. He's in almost every scene. That alone is commendable, and then to have delivered such a performance so grounded and so truthful, I think I take my hat off to him.
The thing I love about Jodie is she's got so many gears as an actress, and nobody has had an opportunity to tap into those. So every day was something that she had never accessed on film before, and really episode 3 is her showcase.
What in the hell have you gotten yourself mixed up in?
I'm worried about you.
I'm okay. You have no idea who your husband is.
In many ways, I think that concept of not recognizing Mac is multi-layered, both when he comes back from war, so as we're getting to see the two of them together in episodes 1 and 2, it's both a reintegration for him into their marriage, but also, as with a lot of veterans who are coming home from war, particularly those suffering from PTSD, there's an element of dislocation, and so Joni just spending time kind of trying to find her husband, who she knows, and noticing that there's definitely been a shift somewhere deep, deep, deep inside of him. So there's that element, but then of course when he starts working for the broker, there's the more literal element of like she has no idea what's really going on behind the scenes. She's a smart woman, and so I think she's picking up on a lot of things, a lot of unspoken cues, and she's very perceptive. But there's definitely that dual. Who have you become, and who are you? Where's your heart? Where's your soul? Where's the man I fell in love with?
Takes a certain kind of man to do that kind of thing. Hollowed out from the inside. Johnny! Hard as rock. Kind of like this Quarry.
Around halfway through the first season, there's a bit of a smoke clearing, and it was not as it once was. These two are lost souls trying to find each other. So I think, you know, it was great to see another actor in her own process trying to figure out this world as well. And I thought she did a fantastic job of containing Mac. I threw a lot at her, and I gotta say, I used temper. If I felt like if it was coming easy, my temper flared, and I just used it. And I thought she did a great job of dealing with it organically.
Much of a choice.
Every day I walked on set, stakes are high. Because it's easy when you're cross-boarding an entire season, which we did. You're shooting a 500+ page movie. Sometimes you want that day off, you just want that scene off. No, every single scene has to be earned. We're talking about a show that relies on violence to tell narrative in a climate right now that has very little patience for it, and rightfully so. So every day, every scene, every word has to be earned. Stakes have to be high emotionally if you're expecting the audience to engage with this man, and of course physically and spiritually. He has to have a punishment. No, a role like this is not fun. No, it's rewarding, but if we're doing our jobs correctly, it's not fun. We have an ounce of the exposure and experience of a real vet, and more than that, the families of vets and soldiers who take on so much PTSD that we don't talk about. And if we're doing our jobs, it shouldn't be fun. It should be rewarding, but we should be sleeping very well at night because we should be getting our asses kicked emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Being number one on the call sheet doesn't really give you a lot of downtime, so I didn't want to drop it too much. And most of the time I had very little turnarounds. The ambitious shoot that it was dictated I couldn't let go. My off duty was being prepared for the next day, so I was never off. I was constantly on, but luckily my family wasn't around me too much. I slept well at night.
This is your wife, Joni Conway, and today is March 10th, 1969, and this is my first tape recording to you. It's just so lonely here without you. Asking, why do you get drafted? Then I realized, well, we have each other, and we always will. Oh, I miss you so much, Mac. I miss you so damn much.
Hi, I'm Jodie Balfour, and I played Joni on Quarry, and we would love for you to come on the journey with us. You're in store for an incredible story, and I think you'll really enjoy it.
Quarry is all new Friday nights on Cinemax beginning September 9th. Dish customers get 6 channels of Cinemax, plus you have access to the great series and movies on demand. Go to channel 310 and I guarantee you there's something you can binge watch right now. Catch the action thriller series Banshee or the very scary Outcast from the creator of The Walking Dead. And if you like movies, they take them to the max. Right now look for Mad Max Fury Road and other great rides. You can also watch Cinemax on your computer, tablet, or smartphone with Dish Anywhere and Max Go. It's really easy to add Cinemax. Just give us a call at 1-866-794-6151. That's 1-866-794-6151. 794-6151. Our thanks to the team from Quarry and everyone at Cinemax. Don't miss the powerful new action drama Friday nights beginning September 9th. It's only on Cinemax. In the Dish Studio, I'm Scott Patrick.